I just got a massage. And listen, let me tell you, if you are getting a massage and you're not doing some deep breathing beforehand, you're wasting your time. If you're not doing stretching beforehand, you're wasting your time. And if you're not breathing during session, you're wasting your time. And if you're not stretching after your session, you're wasting your time. I'm not saying you're not going to get benefits, but you're not going to get the same benefits that you would if you were doing all of those things, which really doesn't take that much more to do. And so, as someone that used to be a professional massage therapist, as someone that also used to be a yoga instructor, I can tell you the importance of breath, of opening up the body through breath, and also stretching the fascia, and how massage takes everything to the next level. Massage is, oh my God, like it's probably the most magical medicine in the world, not only because it loosens up and frees up all the tissues, but also because it guides you deeper. A good massage therapist is going to guide you deeper with your breath, to have you breathe deeply, hopefully slowly and deeply, and also they're going to breathe. You can tell if a massage therapist isn't breathing. The massage just won't feel as good. It won't feel as connected. It'll feel a little bit rougher than if they're actually breathing themselves and paying attention to your breath, and then your breath in a certain way, not all together like we're breathing in and out at the same time, but it's in sync, it's in harmony with one another. And so that's where the connection goes. And if your massage therapist is paying attention to your breath, you're paying attention to your breath, that's when you can really open up and free up the body, rather than just like, okay, let me take out my chisel and let's just like chisel away at this stuff. We can melt the knots, the adhesion, the tension that's in the tissues. And so why do you want to breathe beforehand? Because we get caught up here usually in our day-to-day life. And so I'm guilty of that as well. I can get into like rush. And then when I get on the massage table, then I'm like, oh gosh, look how keyed up I am from this like go energy. And so that's when I'm connecting to my breath. I'm obviously not moving like this when I'm on the table, but it's that sense of dropping in, slowing down, and expanding and letting go. Expanding to open up and stretch the muscles, and letting go. And it works so great with the massage. If the therapist is attuned to you, they're moving slow, like particularly going down the erector muscles that go right along the spine. It's pushing or leaning in, not even pushing, it's just like leaning the weight in and going really, really slow with breath right down your spinal column. And as you're breathing in, the breath is expanding into the massage therapist's hands. It's expanding in, it's getting more pressure, but because it's slow, that they're not going quick over your muscles, they're not just riding over speed bumps or tension, they're sinking and softening in, and then it sinks in more, and you get that release on the exhale. They can go a little deeper without pressing, without pushing, and letting that tension go. And so if you do that breathing from the belly, then up to the chest beforehand, you can free that up so that when you're in massage, everything softens quicker, everything releases quicker. You can get that letting go feeling. And same with like stretching particularly everything that connects to the spine, to the rib cage, to the hips, stretching everything out before you go in, then you're that much closer to those nice releases during a massage. And then after the massage, your massage therapist has gotten into the belly of the muscle and everywhere else, because very often when we're stretching, we're not getting into the belly of the muscle. We are stretching the distal ends, and we're stretching those ligaments. The ligaments are getting the stretch more than the belly of the muscle. And so that's when working with foam rollers, with balls, and massage to get into the actual belly of the muscle. The hamstrings in particular, when we're doing those forward folds, people can end up having issues because they're stretching the ligaments, but not actually getting into the belly of the muscle. And so you can use a ball at home underneath your thighs to get into the belly of the muscle, into the belly of the calf as well. And so you might be asking, what does this have to do with like any of this mind body transformational healing work that you do, Lorraine? Well, life requires maintenance. Our bodies, to stay well and to stay healthy, we require good things for our body. And this, and massage, stretching, opening, breath are all things that support us, and things that will often naturally happen when I'm working with a client. Because I'm not using a technique to guide them, saying, hey, do this breathwork technique, do this, breathe deeply. I'm not doing that in my transformational sessions, unless I'm intuitively feeling called to give them some guidance. But what is at the core of my conversational hypnosis sessions is bringing them back to themselves. And so people will often naturally start to deepen their breaths, like it might start up here like that, and then when they're attuning to the sensations in their body, to their breath, to the energy, to where the emotions are, to what they're feeling in the moment based on what's happening in their mind, the things that they're reliving, the anxiety that they're having about possible things that could happen in the future. Where does that live in the body? And letting them explore their bodies in the way that feels right for them. And I'm creating the space, guiding, yet ultimately I'm not leading. And people will usually find this way of opening and releasing the energy all on their own without being guided through some sort of technique. And so if you can do that kind of thing on a regular basis in your life, and if you have a hard time feeling that you can really fully release, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever that is, massage can be an excellent tool to help you really connect. Because when someone's applying a bunch of pressure on your muscles, that does a really good job bringing you into your body, into the present moment. Yes, sometimes people are still like living up here in their chest, and they're even holding their breath in a massage. You might be able to see or hear the difference in the quality of my my voice, but also just the way that I'm animating myself right now, because everything's right up here in my chest versus dropping it down, and having a full breath that's not just the belly, but also can like come up into the chest, particularly like the back of the rib cage, the back heart space. These kinds of techniques are also what's chock full in, let's rephrase that. Trauma trainings that I've done and studied are chock full with these kinds of techniques. And it's called nervous system regulation. It's bringing you back to your body. Sometimes people need to get outside of their body, but for the most part, it's coming back to our body, to our breath, to our sensation. It's relaxing the body. It's noticing when we're tense and tighten up and relaxing. How's my jaw? How's my forehead? What's going on in my spine? What's going on in my pelvic floor, my hips? Relax. And I might tighten and then relax. You could go into the limbs as well. This is a technique for flooding, is starting with like the foot, going to the calf, working up the legs, the torso, arms, tightening each part of the body, and then relaxing. So these all lie into, I mean, I find it very, very interesting that I've been teaching yoga, somatics, massage, energy awareness techniques for as long as I have, a couple decades, and that these are the things that therapists are using to treat trauma, PTSD, CPTSD, any kind of trauma. And it can be scary to come into our bodies all on our own. And so that's when a good facilitator can help to be with you and guide you. And I got cut off because my phone overheated. Where I was going with that is that a good practitioner is going to be able to guide you back to yourself. And in massage and breath work and energy work, when you're working one-on-one with someone, that can look different, the path that each therapist goes. However, ultimately it's coming back to you and what you need and the way that things work for you. We can get disconnected from that with everything that we have going on in our lives, the go, and also the technologies, the things that can entertain us yet also dissociate us from ourselves, where we start to breathe deep, or we start to tense up, contract, jaw, everything can contract, and that then can contribute to the anxiety that we feel if we're not able to get what we need on any level. And that includes the breath of life. That can create anxiety, and that can cause then the mind to have anxious thoughts, which is probably pretty weird for a lot of you to think of, that something like our breath, that anxiety can start in our bodies and affect our minds. And so the more aware that we can be of ourselves in each hour, each moment, the more that we can keep coming back to ourselves and finding our center, finding what we need in the moment to resource ourselves. And usually that means healthy breath, relax the jaw, soften the forehead, let the shoulders come down. That might mean opening, that means stretching, that might mean adding some movement, shaking things out. That could even mean some technique-y things like breath of fire to get my energy revving, to get my energy up. But those are things that we typically learn that don't arise naturally. You don't see a child doing breath of fire. Wet noodle that out. Yeah. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and that you think about things that you can do to support yourself more, to help you be in this relaxed state, relaxed body, relaxed mind. And some of that might mean actually leaning into discomfort and taking care of some things that are left undone. I'm not talking about the many things on the to-do list that you think you should be doing that you're not. I'm talking about addressing important things in your life that you've been avoiding, talking to that person that you care about, and getting clarity around, has there been a rupture here or not? Or there was a rupture, let's talk through this. Those scary things in life that can create that true sense of felt endangerment. So whether you're actually in danger or not is another story, but it can feel like it's a dangerous situation, a risky situation where you could be hurt or hurt someone else, or where there could just be tension that makes you feel uncomfortable. And very often addressing those things can take care of a lot of the other symptomology that's coming up from that not being addressed, not being taken care of. Because when we avoid, then we find more to avoid. There is more to avoid when we avoid. It just keeps piling up, and then it can lead to this place where we feel like it would take too much. It's just too much now, like a messy room that someone let just like build up and build up and build up, or that pile of paperwork. It's like, oh, well, now it's too much. I don't feel like I can do it. And then we feel overwhelmed, we feel stuck. And getting outside support can be exactly what we need from a loved one, from a friend, from a, professional that knows exactly what to do and isn't going to judge. So, find those things in your life that are going to feed you, nourish you, give back to you, even if it can feel uncomfortable at first. A deep pressure massage can feel uncomfortable at first, particularly if it's not done the right way, if you don't have a great therapist. Yet when you can breathe into it, soften, relax, surrender to it, and allow it, then it can dissipate. Then you're addressing the fascia, you're addressing the issue in your life so that it can dissipate and no longer be an issue. Multiple levels here. I love all of these metaphors. So enjoy your day. Take care of yourself.